Hey everyone, Dennis K here and
Stephanie K.
the beautiful Stephanie K. She's joining us today because I want to talk to you about something regarding lifestyle. And it's a quote that appeared in the 4-Hour Workweek, a book that really changed our lives. The principles that Tim Ferriss put out in the 4-Hour Workweek had a huge impact on us. And I use a lot of that as I'm coaching clients and even helping them through their investments and moving to Belize. And one of the quotes that Tim has in there is, the goal isn't to have $1 million in the bank. The goal is to live how a millionaire lives. So let me ask you, Steph, how would you describe the life of a millionaire? How does a millionaire live, at least in the minds or imaginations of some people?
Well, I think people who would have money would probably do things that are important to them. So spend time like traveling or owning big amounts of land or a home, or just kind of jet setting around and doing fun stuff. That's my idea of a very wealthy person.
Okay, all right, yeah, maybe taking exotic vacations
Yeah.
to beaches, maybe like beaches in Belize.
Tasting new foods, exploring new cultures, doing new things.
Right.
Not just being stuck at home.
Exactly. Maybe even being able to afford to do things extendedly. So maybe take 2 or 3 weeks of vacation instead of just a long weekend.
Own a second home.
Yeah, maybe they own a second home, right? How else does a millionaire live? In your opinion, let's see it in the comments below. In your opinion, how does a millionaire live? Maybe instead of flying and staying way back in the coach seats where you're all squeezed together next to the bathroom, you're flying business class or first class, right? Maybe you think of a millionaire doing that. But oftentimes, isn't it true that when we think of people who have some wealth, they're also people that work tremendously hard. They surround themselves with a lot of things that take up a lot of their time and money that they don't really even enjoy. And for the most part, their family and friends often suffer because they're working so much they don't have time to really devote to what's most important in life.
I'd say that's very true.
Yeah. So how does this tie in with you potentially making the move to Belize?
Well, we were talking a little bit earlier, and I was just talking about how there are so many people of modest means who live a life that's much better than many people I know who are extremely wealthy. And how is that the key? And how can we help other people who might not have a ton of money, but still have the dream that they want a piece of this for themselves? So how could that work?
Yeah, so for an example, I had a Zoom call with a couple of clients about 2 weeks ago, and they bought a property at Secret Beach, not in the ocean, just off beach. And they said their goal is to come down and build a home. I said, oh, fantastic. How do you plan on using your home? They said, oh, we have it all figured out. They said, we're going to spend about 3 months a year on the island of Belize in our home, but then we are going to spend 3 months a year in New Zealand and Australia, because they like that part of the world. They want to spend the other 2 or 3 months a year in Europe. And then finally, the other 2 or 3 months a year in Canada, where they're from originally.
Can I be adopted by these people? No.
Yeah. And I said,
I can have all sorts of parents.
How do you plan on doing this? They said, it's simple. We have simplified our lives to the extent, now they're not millionaires, not by any stretch of the imagination. They both are still working. They're both are still working online. But they said, we can see that if we have this home in Belize that we can use for the other 9 months that we're not there, we're able to rent it out. And they said, when we travel real simply. We fly in the coach seats. When we land, we get great deals on Airbnbs because we rent for 2 and 3 months at a time. And as a test,
true.
Like, for example, if you go to Paris for a week's vacation, what are you going to spend on Airbnb in Paris, like per night?
Yeesh. If you're in a decent neighborhood with anything that you want to see around you, at least 250 euro.
Yeah.
So 300 US dollars.
Yeah. So let's do the math. So let's say you're spending, let's go on the low side of the figure. Let's say you're spending 250 a night in Paris for a week. That's
doable.
$17,500. There we go. There we go. 17,500. That's $1,750 for a week, right? Now you can rent an apartment in Paris for about $2,000 for a month, and same apartment, right? Why? Because you're able to negotiate. So here's what this
Yeah.
couple is going to do. They're going to have their home in Belize at Secret Beach, live in it for 3 months a year, enjoy the heck out of the island, exploring the country. Then they're going to rent that out. And with the money they're going to get from that, they're going to pay for their Airbnbs in different parts of the world. And so every year, it's going to be a different experience for them.
Do they have kids?
So this couple actually does have kids. The kids are grown, they're in college, and I'm sure the kids are going to love to want to
Visit mom
join
and dad.
them in
Yeah.
one of these places. But here's the deal: you would look at that and you would say, "Man, you guys are rolling in the money. You're millionaires. You know, you're wealthy."
Must be nice.
Actually, no. They're just doing something very smart. They've eliminated the need for a car, so they don't have a car payment. They don't have car insurance. They're not paying for gas anywhere.
That's a big savings.
Exactly. It saves about $600 to $650 US a month.
We don't have a car and we don't drive, so we don't even know how much they're saving.
Right.
We could be completely out of tune. I mean, we haven't had a car since we lived in Hattieville, Belize, so 2003,
Yep.
4.
They also don't have a house in Canada, and where they live, property taxes are extremely expensive. For example, on the house that they're selling, property taxes where they're at is about $4,000 a year, plus maintenance, plus insurance, plus the upkeep and everything. So when they get rid of that, they're not going to have that expense. They're not going to have other expenses that they would have living where they're at year round. So they're living this amazing life, right? Living like a millionaire. They don't have $1 million in the bank, but by choosing to travel like this, they're going to have incredible experiences year after year after year. And Belize is part of the puzzle that's making it possible. Now, for example, they looked at buying houses and doing this in Mexico, in Portugal, in other countries. And what they found is in some of these areas, the nightly rate is a lot less than what they could get at Secret Beach. So, for
And
example,
you can't even own in Mexico.
Right.
You just have the 99-year lease type thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of hoops
So
to
you
jump
learn
through.
a lot of things through the buying. So
yeah, and when
decided on Secret Beach,
you keep disappearing.
Sorry.
And for example, in Portugal, they could get an apartment in Portugal, but because the rents there are so much lower, and the laws as far as taxes go in Portugal, it just wasn't going to cover it, right? So it doesn't make sense. So out of all the places in the world to look at doing this, Ambergris Key Belize check all the boxes, right?
So where the laws are, they can get something cheaper is where they stay, but where the laws are, like for Airbnbs, they can get a premium is where they buy, and then they can. That's a great idea.
Exactly. Very good. So we just wanted to share that with you, right? Because just because you own a property in Belize doesn't mean you have to live there year round.
So you're not tied down to it.
You can use that as a tool to fund your travels to other parts of the world, to have incredible experiences, and just to have a lot of fun. Even short-term rentals. I give an example. What if this couple were staying in their home at Secret Beach, and they wanted to go down to Placencia for a couple of weeks, maybe go down to Turtle Inn or Roberts Grove or something down there, right? Well, they could put their home up on Airbnb, rent it for 2 weeks, and for the money that they're getting for their home, they could go and explore Placencia for 2 weeks, or Punta Gorda, or the Cayo district, or heck, they could go up to Tulum or Playa del Carmen.
And a lot of people have the owner's closet. So if you have something, that you don't want people reading through your diary or anything, you can put it away and lock it up. And they also have property management companies that will take care of key, turnkey. So they'll come in and they'll even like stock groceries for your guests. So there's a lot of really good amenities on the island.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just wanted to share that with you today because
thanks for sharing it with me.
Well, yeah, it's kind of neat because we love seeing how people crack the code. Because some people that we talk to, and we mentioned this in one of our other videos, they're trying to find ways to add things to their life. And by adding, you can add complications, you can add stress, frustration, but by simplifying, so this couple is simplifying their life. They're selling everything they have back in Canada, everything, furniture, cars, bikes, boats, their home, everything is gone. They're investing in Belize, and then they're using that investment to travel the world and fund this incredible lifestyle. So heck, you know what? Maybe you can do the same.
Yeah, you didn't have to have that much money to be able to do it.
So listen, if you want more information about how you might be able to do this yourself, hit the subscribe button below. Keep up to date with our videos. And if you want to get us on a Zoom call to talk about your options for Belize, buy us a coffee. The link's below. We appreciate your support, and we hope to see you down in Belize soon.